I hit live.
Welcome to the Westbound and Down podcast live June 5th.
Wow.
Chase,
Wow.
we just watched what has to be the craziest game one since the J.R. Smith game. Since the fumble under the rim. I mean, what a shocking ending. I cannot believe it. I counted them dead. 12-2 run there to end the game. Hitting, I just can't believe it. You can't count this team out. Michael Myers' team in the NBA. Chase, instant reaction. What do you think about the Pacers? Does this change your outlook on the NBA Finals?
I mean, Sage, I'm starting to believe in miracles. At some point with this Indiana team, they just get underestimated at every point of the playoffs, and Tyrese has that crazy shot in game one against the Knicks. I think you have to say that it even went up a notch in this game. They were done, Sage. They were done. I wasn't even watching the game. We were getting set up to talk about Brandon Aiyuk crashing out, Bryce Huff getting traded to the 49ers, and then it's like, wait, hold on. We got to pay attention to this NBA game right now. Like, the Pacers are coming back. Halliburton hits that last shot. I'll say this, Sage, as much as I'm going to give love to the Pacers, the Thunder better win this fucking series. If the Thunder don't win this series, it goes from them being an all-time dynasty, potentially, the start of that, into will this team ever win it? Will this team ever win it? So, yeah, it just got heated up. I think we need to be talking more NBA Finals. We didn't think that we were going to, but I think we are now, for sure.
Chase, it gives a little Knicks, taste in your mouth where it's like, how do you rebound from that? It feels like you just lost the game. You lost the series in game one. The talent, you watched that first half, Chase. Like, the Pacers, everyone was saying they came out shook. They didn't look ready. They had turnover.
Everybody or you? Everybody or you? Literally a minute 30 into the game, Sage's text in the group chat like, the Pacers look shook. I'm like, yo, it is literally 4-0 right now. So
Chase,
they settled in, though. They settled into the game.
Chase, just don't say the name James Wiseman tonight before you go to bed. I mean, every time Tyrese Halliburton comes in clutch, does something amazing for his team, every time they need a big bucket, they go to him, and it's just gotten to that point where you just know it's going in. As soon as he released, shout out to Stream East. Before we got into this live, me and Chase were broadcasting. YouTube TV fails us. Stream East, always there.
We almost got shadow banned on YouTube. We were about to go live with it, boys.
Dude, I can't believe it. I was heavily invested in OKC minus 2.5 games in 5 or 4. I want the Pacers to win. As a Warriors fan, seeing the love that the Thunder got, I just think that they need to get taken down a notch. People putting Shea's season all time as a guard saying, is this the best since MJ? Is he as good as Steph's 2016? All of that. I want to go to rest. I'm going to be sleeping good tonight, man, because now there's some faith. The Pacers can do this.
Yeah, I just want a good NBA Finals, Sage. Everybody brought up the fact that you got Indianapolis playing against Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City was minus 800. So there was not a lot of interest for this NBA Finals, but Game 2 is going to be humming. We'll see. I don't know. You brought up, is this a Knicks kind of vibe where they lose Game 1 and they lose the series there? That's not the case with OKC. Indiana was very lucky to get this one, I thought, even though you got to give them credit.
Isn't it luck with them anymore?
It's a dogfight, though, now. It's officially a dogfight.
Can we say, like, the Knicks said it was lucky they got Game 1. The Cavs said it was, like, at what point is it just not luck and this is just who they are? Like, when they need to lock in these, like, gotta-have-it situations, they just play A-plus basketball. They had 24 turnovers, Chase. They didn't turn the ball over in the last 5 minutes. They hit every big shot. They hit 4 threes in the last 3 minutes to go on that 12-2 run and to cut the game to 4. And then you just saw OKC missed shot, missed layup, start to, come unraveled. I just think that now all the pressure's on OKC. They're a young team that hasn't done it before. It gets interesting now. I really think it gets interesting now. We'll see. We got Game 2, but
we'll see. What do we got? Saturday, Game 2?
Saturday, Game 2, Chase. If you had to guess, I don't care about the line or Sunday, Game 2. I don't care about the line for Game 2. What do you think the series price is at right now?
I'd probably have to go. You definitely have to knock OKC minus 800 down a little bit. I would still put it at OKC minus 550. I'd say minus 550 for OKC. From what I saw, they still looked like the dominant team throughout the entire game.
Minus 320.
Yeah, wow, really? Wow. So it went down a lot, but what does that get up to if OKC just rolls them in Game 2?
I don't think it's going to change that much.
It will. Probably, come on, Sage. Like if they win Game 2, get it to 1-1, I think it goes back up to around minus 550.
I think 400 because, Pacers now 4-0 in these playoffs in game ones. They just have these game ones on lock. They're 3-0 in game two. We'll see. I mean,
different animal. I don't know if we could use that stat as something that could provide evidence that they're going to win game two here.
4 turnovers today to the Thunder 6. It felt like they were the team improving, finding things to work on throughout the game. The Thunder were kind of just rolling with it. Played hellacious defense. I mean, Shea had 36 points. It just feels like there's more ways for the Pacers to get better. So it's interesting, man. I still have OKC probably in 5, maybe 6, but to get that one, you have some confidence until Sunday.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I'm excited for NBA now.
Chase, 20 turnovers in that first half. 20 turnovers in that first half. They had 6. They locked in. Played good basketball, man. I mean, in that third quarter, you could kind of feel it. They had something going, and in the fourth quarter, they really made that run.
Yeah. I mean, 20 turnovers in the first half and winning the game is insane. It's absolutely insane, but Tyrese Haliburton, has anybody's stock in the past 4 weeks gone up more than Tyrese Haliburton? I really don't think so. This guy went from a borderline top 15 guy. Everybody's saying he's the most overrated guy in the NBA. Now you're going to get some outrageous takes. Like tomorrow on First Take, Mad Dog Russo. Also, New York. New York is up in arms the entire time after they beat the Knicks. They're like, we made you. New York made you. You wouldn't be anything if you didn't take a shot at the Knicks. New York's not happy tonight. So for the rest of America, I guess that's kind of a good thing.
Damn straight, Chase. All right. Chase, moving on. Don't let the banner distract you from that first topic. We're talking Niners. We're a Niners podcast. Getting back into the swing of things.
Yes,
Chase,
we are.
We are living in a post-OTA world in 49ers training camp. Today was the last day of 49ers.
Is it post-OTAs?
Post non-mandatory OTA.
Oh, so got it. Okay.
So I think the next segment's technically identified as mandatory minicamp, which starts up, I think it's June 10th. So they got 5 days off. The non-mandatory piece, you got Trent Williams coming back, all these things going on. Chase, What do I call myself? I'm the vibes doctor.
I don't know. You're a bunch of stuff. You're the vibes doctor. You're the stats guy.
I'm everything.
It seems like almost like a guide du jour. Like whatever it is of the day, that's what you are. So I can't even keep track of it right now.
Chase, what have I been saying? I mean, we had on our last show, we talk about that quote from George Kittle talking about this offseason just feels different. The vibes are at an all-time high. You got all this great news. You got Robert Saleh back in the building. You make insane changes along the defense. Draft all these rookies. Yeah. Everything's on an all-time high. You got Trent Williams back. Christian McCaffrey. There's some reports he's looking good, some not. And then it all comes down to this. Brandon Aiyuk comes along. Mr. Gotta fuck it up. Chase, I don't know what the hell this guy's been on the past 2 weeks. I'm going to run through it with you, but this guy is borderline crashing out, as the kids say.
He's been on a run. He's been on a legendary run over the past couple of days.
So let me just go start to finish, Chase, and then we could kind of get into this. But about a week ago, right? Julio Jones goes on his podcast, The Legacy Locker Room, with Harry Douglas as his co-host. Shout out Harry Douglas, if anyone remembers him. He's complaining about the Super Bowl, says, I only got 4 targets, which was crazy. The very next day, what does Brandon Aiyuk do? Post a picture of Julio Jones on his IG story. Mm-hmm. Maybe something, maybe nothing. The next day, post a picture of T.O. working out in his driveway. Chase, the iconic T.O. picture with his 8-pack doing sit-ups after he had a holdout. Andy Reid suspends him from Eagles minicamp, it was, when he was looking for a new contract after playing through a broken ankle in the Super Bowl, still put up 100 yards.
Also, I can't believe people forgot about that clip. That is such an all-time clip where the media is just there. He's got the neighbors. He's just doing sit-ups. It's like, what's going on right now? Crazy. I mean, crazy.
It was the most they had all the media there. The most non-impromptu prompted, just go get it type thing for T.O. Puts that together, right? Mm-hmm. Brandon Aiyuk posts it. Some are going to say what it could be, what it's not. Maybe it's some beef with him and Kyle Shanahan. That seems like 2, unsolicited shots at Kyle Shanahan. Guy hasn't done nothing. Next day, goes on his IG story after getting some heat for his post. Chase, I need you to decrypt this for me. He says, y'all crybaby ass divas be killing the vibes on IG. Shaking my head. It got to be an age limit on hating. If you're 30 years old or older, just post your kids and shut the fuck up. Which I do agree with that last part.
Yeah, I think he's been getting a lot of hate. When you think about it, you had all the stuff going on with the contract negotiation. He comes out of shape, looked like shit the first 5 games. tears his ACL, tears his MCL. So I think he's in a spot right now where he's just injured. He came off playing really shitty. He had some bad vibes with the Niner faithful, and I think he's just been getting hate. But Sage, this does not compare to if he ain't worth 100 or better in another city, I'm icy. He ain't got none tucked. Do you remember that, Gem, from earlier in the offseason?
I do remember this.
You're going to have historians looking back in 200 years trying to decrypt what that means, and they won't have a clue.
That was last year, right?
Yeah, so this one was hard to decrypt, but I don't think anything will beat that one.
I mean, and then he tops it off with everything, everything settles down. He tweets, they want to play cool now. Nah, fuck no. I still want that smoke.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? Like, I don't understand this. It's non-professional. It's childish. Like, grow up, brother. Like, grow up. Okay. Your money. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to say, Sage, because are we sure that he's taking shots at the Niners? Are we sure that he's taking shots at the Niners? This is what I'll say, because I don't know either. I'm not for sure. So I'm not going to say, oh, he's not talking about the Niners or he's taking way too many shots. If he is, he's immediately on the Mount Rushmore diva wide receivers in NFL history. It's that bad. With the stuff that you had last year, you had reports in the middle of the year that he's still upset about the contract negotiation. It's like, yo, we paid you to be a top 8 wide receiver. You showed up looking like not even one of the best 3 wide receivers on the team. You get your ACL and your MCL torn. Nobody knows if you're going to come back and ever be the same guy that you were. But you still have that guaranteed money. And you're still being a diva? You're taking shots at Kyle Shanahan? You're taking shots at the 49ers?
Yeah.
You're immediately on the Mount Rushmore, but I don't know. I'm just saying if that is the case, loony bin. He's straight out of the loony bin.
Chase, even if it isn't the case, to go to your first point, like he had to have known, say in an off world where this has nothing to do with the 49ers. If you don't realize that the media and the fans are going to perceive it a certain way and think it's about the team that you play for, the team that you've been kind of bickering back and forth, you had the weird offseason even after you got paid, right? You're going at it with Shanahan, you wear the wrong shorts. The tweet that Chase mentioned, you post Jaden Daniels' film, all this bullshit. They're going to take it a certain way. And if you don't realize that or think it's going to go one way, then you're just clueless. You don't understand anything and you're not an adult. You're not someone who can be trusted with a $30 million contract per year. You're not like an Amon-Ra St. Brown, like one of these guys, bro. You want to release some steam, start a podcast for all I care. Go Cleats and Convos too, whatever you want to do.
I don't know. I was about to say, Sage.
Don't be doing this bullshit.
I don't think that we want a Brandon Aiyuk podcast. Like, please, Brandon Aiyuk. Stick to tweeting. Do not podcast, please.
It's such good vibes and positivity, and you just come and ruin it. It's like, why are you the way that you are? Seriously, like, why did you have to come do this? And on top of that, your ass isn't playing. Like, you're sidelined in street clothes right now. I mean, I want to get into it a little bit too, Chase. Like, Stephon Diggs tore his ACL a week after him. He's back. Like, what's Brandon Aiyuk up to?
Yeah, but he's also on a boat sniffing on pink cocaine with a bunch of
allegedly.
No, not allegedly. We actually do have film of that, Sage. We have film of that. We have more film this year of Stephon Diggs partying with cocaine on a yacht than Brandon Aiyuk playing football. That's just a fact.
No, it is a fact. I mean, it's like Heisenberg, right? With the colored substances. I don't understand that one. But
Blue Magic?
Yeah, what was it? Is it the Blue Magic they called it?
It was Blue Magic, yeah.
But Chase, going back to that, it's like it's the talent versus tolerance thing, right? Like the thing with T.O. is he was healthy. He just put up 100 yards in the Super Bowl. He can do that. He's T.O. He's a top 3, top 5 wide receiver of all time. Like, what have you been? You've been improving. And then last offseason, it all comes to a halt. We deal with this bullshit. You just mentioned it, Chase. You could shake your head. He had a terrible start to the year, even before he tore his knee. He tears his knee, and then now it's been nothing but negativity and like bitterness from this guy. I don't understand where it started. I think he really doesn't like Kyle Shanahan. Truly, like if I had to guess, I think that there's something deeper there. But for now, it's just like, bro, be a professional. You got paid. Do your job.
Sage, the thing that I'm curious about, were you just defending that T.O. clip right there? If you were in the Eagles, that's PR nightmare if T.O.'s doing that. Talk about his contract. Let me defend T.O. No, but come on. I mean, you're saying, well, he played in the Super Bowl. He got 100 yards in the Super Bowl. That's like Antonio Brown walking out of the stadium level stuff. Like, you can't defend that. But what I will say about Brandon Aiyuk is I think he may just be taking shots at the people who are giving him hate online. I really think that's what it is, Sage. I personally don't see any direct connection to where he's taking a shot at the Niners. And like I said, if he is, he's straight out of the loony bin. So you brought up that maybe he doesn't have a good relationship with Shanahan. I think you're going one step too far. I think you're connecting the dots a
No,
little bit
I
too
see
much.
it, man.
I don't see it like that at all. I really don't. And you see that what Leonard Hankerson's saying on the side. He's saying that with all the rookie wide receivers that have been coming in, Brandon Aiyuk's not practicing, but he's almost like a coach there in the wide receiver room. He's been locked in on film, just trying to make sure that they're up to date as they're trying to get set up for, I guess, mini camp or training camp. So I think a lot of smoke, but there's actually no fire there. Personally.
It's funny you mentioned that because I went back. So I think it was yesterday. Yeah, June 4th. They had the open interviews with the position coaches, and you just hear all this positivity. I went back. I wasn't aware of this till we talked earlier. I went back and listened to it. All they did was just prop up every guy. I mean, you have Chris Forster, right? Talking just like Jake Brendel's the key, the solution at center. Like this guy's Jesus Christ in the flesh. So I'm going to take everything they say with a grain of salt. Like I get it. I understand they want to prop up Aiyuk because anything and everything that's been coming out has been negativity. So they got to say something. They can't have the whole entire fan base turn. I mean, but I can't help but draw the parallel, right? Like to Debo, how much similarities there are. They come in, they're like the most loved athlete in the entire city. I won't say that about Aiyuk, but Debo goddamn was. Aiyuk, it was, did you ever do you even know what his voice sounds like? Like he's the quiet guy, like isn't really like viewed as a leader, but just does his business, takes care of whatever he has to, shows up on Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays, whenever they're playing, does his job. Now this last year and a half, he's starting to rub fans the wrong way. I mean, it was Debo with complaining, saying, I didn't lose a step. I'm just not getting the ball. I'm, coming into the offseason out of shape every year for 3 years in a row, still demanding that he has a key role in the offense. It came to fruition in that Rams game where they start force feeding him. The whole fan base turns sour on Debo. You see how it ends. Now with Aiyuk, you have last year, he gets injured. You don't know how it was going to go for the year. Whatever, throw it out. This year, he's going to miss 4 or 5 games. Come back, and if you don't show up, if you don't show the fans that you're 2 years now into this contract extension, and you're not there, they're going to turn on you quick. They're going to want you the hell out of town. I mean, the Niners could go back now. They trade your ass, but you're damaged goods for now.
Yeah, this is what I'll say. I'm hoping that this is just Brandon Aiyuk trying to hype himself up, trying to get back into shape. So, like you brought up, Sage, because I think that if he comes out and he balls out, no one's going to care. You're saying that he's fracturing his relationship with the 49er fan base. If he balls out in week 5 when he comes back, I think all is going to be forgiven. Sage, they need this guy. They need this guy. I think if anything, if you're a 49er fan or if you're a 49ers, I wouldn't be worried about what he's saying. Brandon Aiyuk looks like shit. Did you see the haircut? Did you see?
Oh my God.
He's got the beard going. It's like looking all messy. Twitter. It's almost like, okay, what did he have a haircut, shave, or workout once since he tore his ACL and his MCL? It didn't look like it. So I'm not really tripping on what he's saying. I'm tripping on like, bro, you look like shit. Get in the locker room. Get in the weight room. Run some routes. Like you need to get into shape. Season's coming up.
It looked like the Dave Chappelle, the crack, the itching. I mean, just looks like he hasn't taken care of himself in years. When I saw the picture, my jaw dropped.
Yeah.
My jaw dropped. I was like, what the hell? It's almost like Jimmy Butler, but it was unironic. Like, Jimmy Butler, like he gets the piercing, shows up like goth one year.
Yeah, shows up goth for the pictures.
Like, when people look back on this season, like that's the first thing they're gonna see when they draft you to their fantasy teams, when they pull up your stats, like that's the first thing they're gonna see. It looks like a mugshot. I don't know what to think. I don't know if the guy's just like trolling and he's deep in his bag and this guy's like a genius, like internet troll, and he just has one over the 49ers fan base. And this is all calculated. But if not, like this guy's an ultimate diva. And like you said, he's in the loony bin. So I don't know what to think. The best thing is we'll get results or we won't.
Yeah, kind of what I was thinking too is, could you imagine being in a relationship with this guy? Like imagine like being in a relationship. Yeah, you're in a fight and you're going to counsel and it's like, what's going on? Why can't you guys settle this debate? And she's like, well, he's just subtweeting me. He's literally just subtweeting me. Like, and he won't talk to me about what's going on. We're going on dates. He just dresses like shit, dresses in the wrong stuff. Like I could just never get the right read on the guy. So I don't know. Yeah, it just kind of seems like there's a lot of drama coming from him and I don't know what it's all about, but at the end of the day, I truly think that if he balls out, which with modern medicine, I think that you could recover from an MCL. I think you could recover from an ACL relatively quickly. I think within the year. So I'm just hoping that this is pride making Brandon Aiyuk take some shots at the haters and that he'll be ready to go. But I'm on watch. I'm on watch for sure if any more bullshit comes out.
Chase, the best part about sports is there's results that you could point to. There's stats. He'll get on the field. We'll see how much it's impacting his game, and we'll get to actually, measure it and see, is he worth the contract, whatever it is. Definitely has been the most polarizing figure in the Niners camp this month, I'd say. The second most polarizing. What?
Brock Purdy?
But there's no love-hate with him. I mean, there is. It's more so about the contract, where I feel like there's genuine hatred out there for Aiyuk, where people want him off the team.
I will say this. If you have genuine hatred for Brandon Aiyuk, you're a little crazy. You're a little crazy.
Why?
Like, there's been rumblings, but I don't think there's ever been something where, like, he openly has said anything. Like Deebo Samuel.
He did request a trade last year.
Yeah, but he requested a trade, and then they set him up for 4 trades, and he rejected all of them. So it was almost like a power play on his end. I don't think he ever wanted to leave the 49ers, but like I said, I'm on watch. If Brandon Aiyuk keeps this up for the next couple months and starts making a little bit more outrageous claims, then we'll get there, but I'm not ready to get there just yet.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. I got to see it. I got him. Maybe he's just in a bad cloud. Who knows what happened to him? I guess, he'll get out there and we'll see it. Either he's going to produce or he's not. And we'll see how the fan base responds to it. I mean, he's in hot water, and I feel like he's put himself 2 steps back where he's got to earn that trust back. Maybe Brandon not with Aiyuk. You. Maybe not with you, but a portion of the fan base, Chase. Another guy who's been in the news. Yeah, got to step up, bro.
Got to step up, Brandon Aiyuk. $30 million. $30
Chase,
million, bro.
49er who's been in the news a lot. Another, should we say, polarizing figure? I mean, Christian McCaffrey. Is he back? Is he not back? Has he lost a step? Is he just as fast as he ever was? I mean, it depends what, corner of 49ers media you consume. You're hearing a whole lot of different things. I saw the videos. I don't know what to make of it. He looks fine to me, I guess. I don't know if he's going full sprints, whatever it may be. But I don't know, Chase. Like, is the guy back? Is he good to go? Do you have faith Christian McCaffrey is Christian McCaffrey?
I'm not sure of anything except for the fact that I can confirm that 49ers media is toxic. It's just toxic, and there's never, as rosy as it could be, everybody could be signed. Everybody could be freaking jumping for joy in training camp, getting ready for the season. There's going to be some shit that gets stirred up because we have certain figures, and Sage told me that he didn't want me to drop names here, which I get. We shouldn't give them any free publicity. No free ads here, but we know who they are. They try to stir up some stuff, and Sage, he's in shorts. He's running. He looks fine. He's running in air. There's no sign that he's lost a step, and he didn't have any major significant surgery, which, hampered him and made him go on the mends for about 6 months. I think that this is overblown. I think that he looks great, and we're not going to really know what's going on with Christian McCaffrey till we get the pads on and we get into a real game. But to say something like this right now, it's just crazy. It's just crazy.
I mean, you see it with him, right? Like, he's running against air. They're having him run through like pads and things. You can't tackle him. He gets out in the flat. It's touch. You put your hand up once you get him. Like, how could you tell? You have one corner of the media. He looks great. Looks like he hasn't lost a step. Looks like how he came into, 2 years ago. Then you have he's not that fast anymore. Like, he's lost it. Like, the 49ers need to move off.
Yeah.
He's old for running back, whatever it may be. Don't buy this. Like, you're smarter than this. You are smarter than making your decision now and staying beholden to it, right? Like, they're going to plant their flag on a take right now and just stick to it. And if Christian McCaffrey's good, they're going to make an excuse and they're just going to say he got stronger. And if Christian McCaffrey's bad, they're going to say we saw it early and he shouldn't be here. Whatever it may be, how the fuck could you tell? Like, these O-line, D-line drills, how the fuck could you tell? These guys are going against air. The holes are going to be the size of Texas, right? Because no one could go physical. Let the guy develop. I mean, he has bilateral Achilles tendonitis. Will it go away? Looks like he's fine now. I'm just happy the guy's running. I'm happy the guy's at practice.
It's just funny because, when something happens in the world and you're like, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on Fox News, get their take, and it's like, the world's blowing up. What's going on? The president doesn't know what he's doing. And then you turn on CNN, it's like, the president has established himself as a world leader. It's like the same story, 2 completely different angles. And
literally.
We're literally getting into U.S. media politics right now with the 49ers in training camp, which is honestly hysterical. Like, this is literally OTAs. And I get it. You're trying to make a hustle, right? You're trying to make some lines, trying to get content, but calm down, guys. Even the other side who's saying, like, Christian McCaffrey bursting through like his 2023 self. Chill out a little bit. I'm glad that he's healthy. I'm glad that he's feeling good. I'm glad. Hey, shout out also Olivia Culpo. She just delivered her first baby, right?
Did they have it? I was gonna mention that if his off the field work has dipped, his TikTok game has not, because he has been on fire with these TikToks. But I don't know. Did the baby come out?
Is he a father? I mean, is he getting that dad strength, or do we have to account for that a little bit? Some of the dad strength that McCaffrey's going to get bursting through the hole right now. Let's see. I'll look that up, but let me just give me a second here.
Yeah, I have no idea. I just looked up Christian McCaffrey kid, and it's a bunch of pictures of him as a kid. So I'm just gonna stop looking for that.
We'll get confirmation on that later. We'll have Max Steins, our facts guy, check that out.
Okay. Chase, similar news. Trent Williams, a lot of flack. Everyone's saying he should show up. Never really does show up. Back? Season bet. He's back. He came back yesterday.
You're kidding me. He didn't retire?
No, he didn't retire, Chase. Did you not hear this?
Oh, wow. Sage, really? Because the entire 4 months I was hearing that he was going to retire after he spent a couple months last year holding out for $50 million guaranteed dollars for the next 2 years. That's crazy. I didn't know that Trent Williams is going to come back. Wow, that's crazy.
Chase, it turns out that it's not that easy to walk away from $35 million a year. So Trent Williams back. I think most sane 49ers fans would have expected that he'd be back.
Yeah.
It's nice to have him back. He was working out a lot of videos of him in Houston. I guess he has a gym down there or whatever it is. That's where he works out. Back with the team. I mean, I don't have too much on this because it's not really much of a story to me, but you do have more of a sense of peace knowing that Trent Williams is there, whether it's, with pads, without pads, whatever it may be. But did you ever really think this guy was gone? I mean, I could tell by your initial response. Like, come on.
Like literally, come on. Take a vacation. Hey, guys, when the season ended in February and there's no storylines, take a vacay. We don't have to try to create this narrative after maybe week 18 where Trent Williams is beat up and says, I don't know anything right now with how my body is. Everybody's beat up at the end of the year. He's 37. Like I said, he held out for 2 months to secure $50 million in guaranteed money. He was always going to play Sage. And yeah, you got to feel good that he's back. But for me, I knew that he was going to come back. And he's already pancaking guys. I think some guy was holding the tackle pad up, and he literally knocked him on his ass. And Trent Williams is back. So it feels good. And that's something that you have to have, right? I mean, you signed Brock Purdy to a $260 million deal. If you did have some BS go down with Trent Williams, who's guarding his blind side, there'd be some issues there for sure.
No, I mean, I 100% agree, Chase. I mean, and then as just like a whole, right? It seems like, OTAs are getting going. We have guys, stepping up with these veterans out. No Aiyuk there. I guess Trent Williams back. You're hearing, like I said, we listened to the interviews of the assistant coaches from yesterday. I just want to throw it out there. Like all these updates coming out. Is there anyone that you've seen, anyone you've read about, anything you've heard, people you're excited about this year, anything that's, catching your eye early? Because I have a few guys written down from what I'm seeing, like guys that are, intriguing me early, I should say.
Yeah. Well, I know that a couple guys are getting off the D-line pretty quick. They're getting off quick. Sage. So that's what I've been seeing. It's like Bryce Huff, Mykel Williams, getting off the line quick. So I don't know about that. What I will say is that there has been a lot of good stuff coming out about Mykel in regards to the fact that he's meeting up with Nick Bosa. It really seems like Nick Bosa is taking him under his wing. You heard Chris Kosherek talk a lot about that. So thank God, because if we weren't hearing that, it's like, dude, what are you doing? This guy's like the best D-end in the NFL, damn near. You're a young guy coming in. You got to try to learn everything that you can from him. And hopefully they form a good duo and are able to set both the edges for the Niners coming up. But that was the thing that stood out to me, I guess. Mykel, Brock Purdy zipping around a little bit. Those were the big ones that I saw.
Chase, I want to say, I think the position group that I've been focusing the most on, because I feel like you get the most out of it from whatever this is, these OTAs, is the wide receivers, right? How crisp are their routes, who's getting open, who's Brock Purdy looking to. It seems like the man of the week was Jordan Watkins. I feel like every clip that the Niners released of Brock Purdy, he was throwing the ball to Jordan Watkins, right? Mid-round pick, ran a sub 4.40. He's 210 pounds, Chase. He's a thick guy. I just think this has to be the guy. If Brandon Aiyuk's gonna miss time, right? you didn't really make any moves this offseason for anything that's going to help you early with Aiyuk gone, because you got Demarcus Robinson. He's going to be suspended for a little bit in the beginning of the season. I don't know if it's 4 or 6 games. I think it was 6. They bumped it down to 4. It was. You have Ricky Pearsall, first offseason not being shot without a hole in his chest. And you got guys like Juwan Jennings coming back, Jacob Cowing, who I personally have no faith in. You invest a draft pick in this guy, and he's legit. He has speed. He's a crisp route runner from what I'm reading. I just think like early investment, like I'm putting a little chips. I'm putting some chips on the, if this is a roulette table, you could spread it out a bit. I'm putting a little on Jordan Watkins, right? Like I want a return on that investment. I think the speed, the size, it's going to be like people are saying who's going to be the next Deebo Samuel. I think it's got to be a Deebo by committee, right? Like it's going to be a little Isaac Guerrero.
We have to build him in the aggregate.
Yes, exactly. It's going to be a little Isaac Guerrero. I think it's going to be a little to a lot of Jordan Watkins, maybe some Jacob Cowing there, but getting those gadget guys, like building a deep, unit at the wide receiver. I think it starts with this guy. Like he's someone who could take your receiver unit to the next level. Can he take the top off the defense? He's built for it. How are his hands? I mean, I think he only had 3 drops as a senior in the SEC going against some of the best corners in the league. I'm fully invested on this guy. Everyone's saying that the Niners reach for him, but the early returns, Chase, no pads, no defense, nothing, or Jordan Watkins might be the next Tyreek Hill. I don't know. I'm just floating it out there. Just putting a flyer on it.
What I'll say is that he definitely looks good in shorts. The guy looks very good in shorts.
That's step one.
What I will say is that when you're looking ahead, you're seeing how it's going, right? You see that Ricky Pearsall is already injured. You got Brandon Aiyuk, who's probably at best coming back in week 5. So there's going to have to be somebody in this group, whether it's some of the guys that are undrafted, Jordan Watkins, or like you brought up, a guy like Jacob Cowing. You're going to have somebody fill in that wide receiver 3 spot. So it seems like there's a lot of good news coming out about this guy. But, Sage, we know Kyle Shanahan. We know that Kyle Shanahan does not play in rookies, especially when it comes to wide receivers. He drafted Ricky Pearsall last year, and really until the end of the year didn't put him in a lot of situations. There was a lot of games where he did not get that many snaps though. And that was even after he recovered from the gunshot. We saw Brandon Aiyuk in his rookie year not get that much run compared to what we saw the year after. So I think with rookie wide receivers, Kyle's really hard on the wide receivers because he was a wide receiver himself. He expects all of them not only to be able to run routes, take care of their job there, but also to block in the run game and in the pass game certain times. So he expects a lot of his wide receivers. Usually young guys aren't able to match up with that. Early returns, I like it, but I got to be a little hesitant to say that. I expect this guy to be an impact player out of the gate. I need to see a little bit more, Sage.
Chase, I will push back on that a bit because who's one rookie wide receiver that he put a lot of faith in and helped lead us to a Super Bowl, was arguably our best player in that Super Bowl until he wasn't. And it was Deebo Samuel, right? Because he had the traits.
Who were the wide receivers on our team that year?
Emmanuel Sanders, Deebo Samuel.
We got Emmanuel Sanders in the middle of the year. We had nobody before that stage. We had to throw Deebo Samuel in there.
But who do we have this year, really? I mean, like you said, Pearsall's
you have 2 guys who you signed. You have Ricky Pearsall, who you spent a first-round pick on. You just signed Juwan Jennings to a relatively decent contract, and you have Brandon Aiyuk coming back, who's a $30 million a year wide receiver.
Love him. But they're playing the outside, and 2 of them are injured right now. So I'm just saying, like, in their absence, like, this is the guy I'm looking to fill that Deebo Samuel role. I think this is a guy who has speed, who can take the top off the defense. You could play out of the backfield, give it to him in short yard situations. Like I said with Guerrero, like, just get him out in space, let him make magic.
Let him
right?
cook.
Like,
let him cook.
I think like the whole going back to Christian McCaffrey, right? Like I trust McCaffrey's going to be back healthy. Do you know who I don't trust? Is Kyle Shanahan. Is Kyle Shanahan going to run this guy into the dirt? Is he just?
I literally had this in my notes. That's funny.
Is he going to give him 25 to 30 touches a game and just run his Achilles until they're fucking like dust, until he's ashes? Like I don't know. Like I want to see more Guerrero. I want to see in these short yardages like end arounds to Jordan Watkins, to maybe Jacob Cowing. Like get the guys with speed the ball and just let them make work. Chase, I was banging the drum last year, like pass the damn ball to Isaac Guerrero. I want to see this guy get out in the pass game. It took Christian McCaffrey going down to see like, damn, Isaac Guerrero is kind of special. Like you get this guy in space, like He's pretty fucking good. I want to see the same thing with Jordan Watkins. I don't want to, spend an hour here talking about what this guy could and can't be. Who knows? He might not even get like more than 50 snaps this year. But for now, like I'm invested. Like I said, 5 white chips on the Jordan Watkins little square, and I'm just gonna sit back and see what it gets me.
I'm hopeful. I definitely want to see him in game pads and in a game situation before, I really make a decision on what I expect from him. So, yeah, that's kind of where I am there.
Agreed. Chaser, I mean, people were upset. People were disappointed. The 49ers, quote unquote, didn't do anything in free agency. They let a bunch of guys leave. They signed Brock Purdy to an extension. They don't really make any moves, right? Other than the draft. A week after the extension, maybe not even a full week, you hear the news. The 49ers trade with the Philadelphia Eagles. It ends up 2 days ago being solidified. It's a 5th-round pick, a conditional 5th-round pick that can turn into a 4th-round pick. Did you see the details on it? I searched for them. I couldn't see what it is that it makes the pick switch, the conditionality, whatever, change. But for now, it's a 5th-round pick that could be a 4th-round pick. You get Bryce Huff, a guy who's familiar with Robert Saleh, familiar with the wide 9. The Eagles, you got to juice him up a bit. They're paying $9 million of the $17 million owed to him this year. You give him that 4th-round, 5th-round pick for him, Chase. What is your initial reaction to this? What do you think about Bryce Huff as a player, and how do you think he fits into the Niners?
So it's very tough. I love the fact that you're not taking up that much money. The fact that the Eagles are paying $9 million is good right off the bat, but then you think, okay, they're paying $9 million to get this guy the fuck off the team. This guy was healthy in the Super Bowl last year. Healthy scratch. And so if you're just going off of last year, kind of a nightmare. You trade potentially a 4th-round pick for a guy who is a healthy scratch in the Super Bowl. But what you brought up, Sage, this guy has a lot of experience with Robert Saleh in that Y9 system, and he was one of the best edge rushers in the NFL when he was in that Y9. So you're just hoping that he gets back to that original form. And somebody who brought up a great point. So I don't know if you saw this, Sage, but did you see, I forgot his name. Do you see Brandon Graham talk on Twitter?
No.
So Brandon Graham goes on Twitter, and they ask him about what happened with Bryce Huff. Because he was on
Brandon Graham. Yeah, I did see this. Yes.
Yeah. And he actually provided if you're a 49ers fan, provided some clarity.
I have the quote written down right here, Chase. I was going to read it.
Yeah, you could be a little bit excited about. So, yeah, why don't you go ahead and read that off?
I have it. So Brandon Graham asked about the trade. He says, with the Jets, it was just defense, man. I know what it's like playing in that 4-3 wide 9. It's just go get it. Every play, it's always stop the run on the way to the quarterback. That's the slogan in that type of defense. I feel like it's all scheme. I mean, I've seen different guys flourish in different systems, and then you see him being Bryce Huff in another system, and it's different. And what they asked of Huff this year, it just wasn't a great marriage. He then later goes on to talk about other examples of guys switching systems and going back and them succeeding like they were after their down or prior to their down year. So like Chase was saying, if you're a Niners fan, this is something that gives you all the hope in the world that this guy can get back to what he was 2 years ago.
You got to hope for that, right? Because there's definitely that devil on your shoulder telling you, what did you just do? This guy was a healthy scratch last year in the Super Bowl. And I get it that he did good in the wide 9. Brandon Graham talks about that. But also, I don't know if Nick Bosa's in a different defense. Do you think he does what Bryce Huff did last year? Only 2 sacks. Was a guy that never really got into the rotation. No, I know. But what I'm saying is, what's really the difference? I get that the Y9 is different than what the Eagles are running, but shouldn't you still be an impact player if you're on the D-line and you're rushing the quarterback? It's not really like, I don't know, you're trying a different jump shot or you're doing a different swing in baseball. Like, you're rushing the fucking passer in the NFL. Like, it's not that different. So,
I mean, Chase, look at Javon Hargrave.
Let's be honest here, Sage. Like, come on with that, Brandon Graham.
Chase, I look at Javon Hargrave, the difference of him on the Niners versus on the Eagles, right? Like, I totally agree with this. I'm going to push back. Like, I think scheme makes everything. How you're used, the system you're used in. Chase, last year, according to Next Gen Stats, he was 10th in pass rush win rate. Bryce Huff was last year. He just couldn't get on the field. I think he still had 2.5 sacks last year. I think it was more of an issue of could this guy get on the field because they were deep at the D-line position. And they just didn't use him. He just wasn't a fit for their scheme, whatever. They wanted more run stuffers. They wanted guys who could get to the the guys who could stop the run and then get to the quarterback, right? Like that's what their defense was built on. You couldn't run on the Eagles. They were going to run the ball down your throat, whatever it was. It just wasn't a good fit. I mean, but going back to 2 years ago, right? Under Robert Saleh as the head coach in the Jets, Bryce Huff had 10 sacks, 68 pressures on only 300 pass rush snaps. That's the best pressure rate in the NFL that year. 22% pressure rate. 22% pressure rate 2 years ago. Robert Saleh saw something in this guy. The way he coached him, he knew he was special. And it seems like there was a report that came out 2 weeks ago. Mykel Williams said to the Niners, he prefers to rush up the middle. It seems like they had this in their back pocket for when it gets intense, when it's, a passing situation. You could put Mykel in the middle. You can have Bryce Huff, Nick Bosa, him, and whoever your fourth is, pick your poison, all rush at the same time. I feel like it's a great trade for the Niners. It's very low risk for a guy who at worst is a rotational pass rush player on the D end, right? Like now you have Bosa, Yatur Gross-Matos, Mykel Williams, Bryce Huff. Those are your four. I'm not going to say it's as good as it's ever been, but it's deep. It's way better than it was last year. And at worst, this guy's a rotational piece who only makes your D-line better. So I don't know how you could hate the move. Genuinely, I don't know.
Well, what I will say is that it's a worthy risk. I think that it's a risk, but it's a risk that you should be willing to take. At most, you're going to give up a fourth-round pick. You're paying $8 million this year. You're paying $17 million the next year, potentially. And when you think about it, Sage, think about pre-draft, what we were talking about with this D-line. You basically shed the entire D-line. You only had Nick Bosa. Now you get a bunch of dogs from the draft in there. You get Bryce Huff, who's proven that he could be one of the elite pass rushers in the NFL. So you are just definitely a lot more comfortable around that D-line. And you bring in a guy like Robert Saleh. His entire defense is based on getting pressure on the quarterback with four guys, usually. So if you rolled out a D-line like you had before the draft, there's almost no reason to bring in a guy like Robert Saleh because his entire scheme is based on being able to get pressure and then dropping back into coverage with seven. So you got to love it if you're Robert Saleh. And in all honesty, it seems like they've just been doing everything that they can to get Robert Saleh's advice on everything. I don't know how you feel about that because I know that sometimes you like to take shots at Kyle Shanahan, but I think it's a good move. I think it's a good move. I don't know. What do you think?
About the Bryce Huff trade?
Well, the Bryce Huff trade and everything. I mean, he brings in Jason Pinnock from the Jets. He brings in a couple other guys from the Jets. And the special teams guy who got canned up in New York when Aaron Glenn came in there, Robert Saleh basically told Kyle Shanahan, this guy's great. This guy was what I needed from my special teams when I was in New York. You got to hire him. Shanahan hires him immediately. So Robert Saleh comes in as defensive coordinator, but you almost got to say that it's like he's a second head coach right now. That's how it seems like he's being respected in the locker room. I'm
like a kid in a candy store right now. I love the 49ers structure at the top right now. Like I love linking Kyle with a guy like Saleh, who he trusts, who he's going to allow to set the personnel, right? Gives him all the faith in the world in the draft. We mentioned it on the last episode, but you saw the Jed York tweets, right? Like Robert Saleh commanded that draft. He was making the picks. I mean, we talked about it. I'm excited to see these guys get in pads. Like the guys I'm most excited to see are CJ West, Alfred Collins, these type of guys. See what they're really about. See if Saleh is legit, right? Like, did he pick the right guys? Because it was looking bleak. Going back to your first point, like I came on this. The video is on YouTube. You could see I said, I think the 49ers window is closed unless they knock this draft out of the park. They hit the positions I wanted them to hit. We'll see if the assets work out, but it brought faith. Like it's a fresh breath of air back into you. If they went out and drafted another wide receiver, a punter, and then a kicker who are going to be off the team in 3-4 years, I'd be pissed. Another running back early, like I'd be pissed. They listened to their guy. They saw how they got torched last year, right? They get run stopper at DN, 2 run stopping D tackles in Collins and CJ West, 2 guys that I loved before the draft, before they were 49ers. And then you top it off by getting a pass rush first DN. Like you're hitting all the bases that built the Niners 2 years ago. I have my faith in Saleh. I think he's a tremendous defensive coordinator. I thought even with the Jets for how bad they were always a top 5, top 10 defense, a defense that gave guys like Josh Allen struggles, right? A team that almost beat Patrick Mahomes on Thursday Night Football 2 years ago because they held the Chiefs to under 17 points. I'm just saying, like, against big guys, like he has his scheme. He gets after the quarterback. It's going to be night and day compared to that asshole who was calling defensive plays last year. And it just boosts the team up. Like having that guy on the sideline too. He's a dog. Just his energy is just tremendous to have on the sideline. I'm all in on it. I love the moves they made. I think every guy they got off this year was a Patriots-esque move. 1 year early instead of 1 year late. Hufanga, I always thought the guy was overrated. Dre Greenlaw, love him. But what I'm seeing out of Nick Martin and D Winters, like, he could be replaced, especially if he's going to play 10 games a year, 5 games a year. So you get off these guys early. You don't, commit any money to guys who haven't earned it. You double down on Fred Warner, who's been solid, consistent throughout his career. George Kittle, solid and consistent throughout his career. Those are the guys you paid. I have to say, like, it's been an A+ offseason so far. So I trust it. I love everything they've done.
What I will say is that I got to give some credit to Kyle Shanahan here, because he brought in Robert Saleh. He's clearly listening to what he's saying. No, but he's clearly listening to what he's saying. He's bringing in a lot of Jets, but it makes sense because we've seen Kyle the past 2 defensive coordinators. He blew it. He had Steve Wilkes, who was just not a fit. Then you bring in Nick Sorensen, which, aside from the Hindenburg and, I don't know, 9/11 was like one of the biggest disasters I've ever seen. Like, I literally couldn't believe, middle of the year, I'm like, this guy's actually our defensive coordinator. He's literally clueless. He doesn't know what he's doing. There's no sun outside. He's wearing sunglasses. Nightmare. I'm like, this guy is lost. Just looking at him. Yeah, and Robert Saleh, clearly a respected guy, basically throughout his entire NFL career. And you got to give credit to Kyle for hiring a guy like DeMeco Ryans, but it seems like DeMeco was a guy where right when he got into that locker room, everybody knew. It's like, oh, this guy's head coaching material. This guy's a shooting star. And it was a no-brainer after Robert Saleh left to go to the Jets to hire a guy like DeMeco. So Kyle's proven that he's taken a lot of swings and misses, not only in the draft with defensive guys, but also with coaches. So if you're trying to build back up this defense, if you have faith in a guy like Robert Saleh, who's proven that at anything he could be a great defensive coordinator, you got to give him some input on the defense. I agree with that method, and we'll see. So I'm in the same boat as you, Sage. I like what they've been doing with the defense side of the ball.
It's been positive vibes, man. And that's the thing, right? Like, it was painful when the Niners defense was getting torched last year in the fourth quarter. They couldn't stop anyone. You're getting, who was it? Tutu Atwell catching bombs on you. You're not getting any pressure on the quarterback. The D-line looks gassed. You cannot stop the run at all. And they pan over to, to
Nick Sorensen. Yeah.
To Sorensen. And he just looks like,
he must not be named.
Straight out. Yeah. He's literally looks straight out of, like, Dazed and Confused. Just looks high off his ass, just like in his sunglasses and like the fog and the mist on the shaded side of Levi's. Like, I just couldn't stand him. I said it. You get that dog pounding his chest, yelling at Fred Warner, yelling at the guys after a big sack. You want that energy, right? Like, it's contagious. It's contagious, dog. It's contagious.
I'll be honest, though. If he's pumping his chest and they're the 25th ranked defense in the NFL again, we're getting
that won't happen.
Not going to be as excited. Not going to be as excited about Robert Saleh getting pumped up on third down sacks. That's all I'm going to say.
This schedule alone, the quarterbacks they are facing makes them a lock to be a top 15 defense at the floor. That is at the floor. That is, everyone gets hurt and you're throwing out.
You're really going out on a limb there, Sage. You're telling me that at their floor they could be a top 15 defense in the NFL? You're kidding me.
Yeah. Like,
they got studs. Yeah, they got studs. I think that last year was just a year from hell. And that when you got guys like Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, that you're going to be around there no matter what.
So, like, I just have faith in it, man. Like, everything other than Brandon Aiyuk, you can throw that to the side. Everything's going well right now. He's trying to fuck it up, the sabotage himself. He's trying to fuck it up, but I'm not going to let him kill my vibe. I'm not going to let him kill it because I've been
kill my vibe.
I've been high on the 49er supply ever since they fired Brian Schneider and started making move after move, getting off guys, draft picks, all the right moves, all the right extensions. I'm here for it. I'm excited, man. Like, mandatory minicamp starting up. It's starting to feel like football again. We're living in a post-June 1st world, Chase. We're 2 months away from preseason football, getting to see these guys in actual action, going against people. Joint practices coming up soon, so we'll see. I mean, last year, Chase, remember they canceled a joint practice with the Saints because they were so injured. They couldn't field enough guys. They had to cancel a joint practice. This is so much different. Like, it just feels like we're coming for it this year.
I mean, Sage, are we going to drive down to Santa Clara? We going to bring the camera out? Are we going to record some?
We got to be there in July. We'll be there We'll be there a couple of days. We'll do some vlogs, get some content out there. For those of you who don't follow us,
are we going with the iPhone? Or are we going with the camera? What do you think, Sadra?
I prefer the iPhone because
you prefer the iPhone. Okay,
I think it's a better option.
Yeah, we could still, we could still hash it out. But maybe if you're in the chat right now, vote. Do you like the camera or the iPhone better? What do you think?
I don't think they know what the fuck we're talking about, but
Yeah.
Chase, I mean, it's been all, roses and peaches, as they say in 49ers land right now, minus, a bit of a burnt,
a little distraction here and there.
In Brandon Aiyuk, just a little bit of spoiled goods there. But Chase, I think that's all the 49ers talk we have. We want to introduce a new topic, just a fun little topic. Ever since Elon's basically taken over Twitter, we have been getting the most random feed string of things along our timelines, right? Like just different ways the algorithm is force feeding us different content, different material. Chase, I got to ask you, what is your algorithm play of the week? What has been dominating your algorithm? What is being consumed by Chase Cork these days?
So, Sage, I'll be honest with you. The number one thing, and I'm not lying, every single time I open up TikTok, this shows up. Are you familiar with Brazilian pool?
Yes, the hole's like this big.
So you have seen Brazilian pool?
I had a Brazilian pool run like maybe 2-3 months ago.
Yeah, because, so this started about 2 weeks ago for me, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, I see a bunch of Latin-looking dudes in tank top shirts. There's like 40 of them.
It's like they're in a prison.
It looks like they're in a prison or they're in like a rec center with nothing around there except for this pool table and cerveza going on. And yeah, you got big balls. They're basically twice the size of American pool-sized balls. And the holes are like half as small. But it gets you so locked in because the strategy around it is crazy. Like most of the time, they're not even trying to shoot it to get in. They're trying to really just tee up the next guy because it's so fucking hard. Like you got to bang that shit to get in there.
They hit it as hard as they can.
Yeah, but Sage, I think what did it for me is that I had two things that got mixed in. I think that the algorithm kind of combined these two. So you ever watch The Color of Money with Tom Cruise and Paul Newman?
Yeah, of course. So it seems like you're in a pool grind right now. Is that safe to say?
So that's what I think it was. So I started off watching The Color of Money. TikTok picked up on that. And then also there's just these trick shot or these keep it up videos with Brazilian kids in the favelas playing with a soccer ball. It's this group of like 5 kids. They're insane. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about, but I've been watching those too. So I feel like the algorithm took that, combined it, and gave me Brazilian pool. So I don't know. At this point, I don't even know if I have choice and free will. I feel like the algorithm is just taking everything that I like and morphing it into different stuff that I like. So yeah, Brazilian pool has kind of been what I've been getting pushed out of.
Chase, I don't know if mine's cooler, if mine's more of a sign of things to come. I don't know what it is, but my algorithm, Chase, I'm going to TikTok too because my Twitter is just absolutely screwed. It's literally just a refresher of Elon Musk trolling everyone. But on TikTok, Chase, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I watch them, I enjoy them, I secretly wish I was them, but I keep getting these Hispanic wives who wake up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. to cook their blue-collar husband.
Oh, I've seen that, yes.
Have you seen these? Dude, I don't know what it is about it, but it's so damn satisfying. Like they get like the tortillas, they put in a little Tupperware. They get the rice, the beans, they put in a Tupperware. They get the main dish, these snacks. They stack it up. It's aesthetic. It's so like pleasant to look at. I don't understand why I like it, but that's just what I've been seeing. Chase, I don't know if it's the life that I was meant to live as a Hispanic housewife who just cooks for her blue-collared husband, if I'm meant to be a blue-collared man, but the algorithm seems to be feeding it to me. It seems to know like, hey, dumbass, like this is the content you're clicking on. Like we're just going to keep giving it to you. I don't know, Chase. Like, what does this say about me? Does it say more about my TikTok? I have some more questions than I have answers right now.
You know what I'll say? I'll stay woke. Stay woke on that stuff because I've seen those exact videos, Sage, and there's no way that you could be working 85 degrees in Texas in construction. The meals that these wives are dishing out to them, it's almost like a 5-course meal of Mexican food. And let's be honest, it's not like you have chicken and brown rice and a little broccoli. Like these are things that get your system going a little bit, if you know what I mean. You get beans in there, you get some carne asada, you get some salsa. Like, how are you having these lunches and then working for 4 more hours and not shitting yourself? So I've seen these exact videos, but I'm saying stay woke. I think that the Spanish wives, just clarifying this, I respect the Spanish wives, okay? I love what you guys do, but I feel like they're playing to it a little bit, Sage. I really don't think that there's any way that Monday to Friday you could be whipping up meals like this for your husband. Maybe like one Friday a month, but there's no way that anybody could keep up this level of production from Monday to Friday
Bro, I disagree, bro. They're hard workers, bro. They're dedicated. She wakes up, prays the rosary, makes the sign of the cross. At least the lady I watch makes the sign of the cross before everything, washes her hands. Like, she is so, and she's made a living off of it. I mean, they're probably making more off her TikTok than her husband's shitty ass construction job, whatever he's doing. Respect blue collar.
Hey, I was about to say, what's wrong with construction workers right now, Sage?
I'm just saying, like, it's just not fun work, right? Like, she just makes TikToks of him making
white collar Sage over here.
No,
goddamn.
Blue collar Sage. Come on, blue collar. You can see it right here.
Come on, bro. I don't know. Hey, I'm putting you on watch. I'm putting you on white collar watch after that one.
Chase, I'm blue collar in the heart. You know that. Chase, I will say this. It's kind of a conundrum, right? Because they're now famous. She has a famous TikTok, but her TikTok relies on her husband getting up every day at 4 a.m. to go work his construction job because that's the only content they make. So even if they make enough money where they can live off her income, he still has to work his job because she can't quit. Her life is dependent on his. So it's kind of a weird situation they're in, but I'm not saying
this guy's been slaving for 40 years. He's probably getting to be 62. He's near retirement, and his wife's like, hey, man, I need 5 more years out of you. Like, we just started with this TikTok stuff. We could take it to the moon. I need you to make it to 67 for me. So, I mean, she's within her right. She's a shooting star, and she's got like 1 million followers, I think, or at least 500,000, something like that.
Yeah, they're killing it.
They're killing it. So, I mean, you'd be dumb not to. You'd be dumb not to keep it going. And I got one more, Sage. So,
go for it.
I don't know why. I've never watched his show. I've heard about this guy. I'm not a huge fan of him. I don't hate him, but I'm not a guy where, I really love what he's been in. But all I've been getting is Jeremy Allen White clips from the show. What is it? I got it right here. I think it's what is it called? Oh, Shameless. I'm getting just Jeremy. So Jeremy Allen White's the guy from The Bear. Have you ever seen the show The Bear?
I haven't. I've been meaning to get around it, but I heard from our dear pal Bill Simmons, friend of the podcast, that it's not a show you could binge watch. So I know I need to take my time with it.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
I know, yeah, the chef show, right? Or is it a restaurant?
Yeah, but you know the face I'm talking about, the main actor on The Bear.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So 10 years ago, I guess where his career started was in the show Shameless, where it's basically an alcoholic dad and like a family of like 15 people. Sage, this is all information I got based on the TikToks I've been getting fed. Like I'm telling you, never heard about the show, but I just keep on getting fed it. And I don't know, this guy kind of has like Good Will Hunting vibes in the show where he's really smart, but he tries to be like a blue collar guy. He doesn't really give a shit about being so smart. Like he kind of like takes it simply. He's like, oh yeah, I didn't study for this test and I got 100%. It's like, oh my God, how did you do that? It's like, oh, I don't know. And then he gets suspended from school. He's like getting into fights and he's like banging MILFs. He's banging teachers. Like almost every video is him just banging somebody else in this clip. So I don't know how many bodies he took down in the show. I haven't watched one episode and I've seen at least 15. So that's the other one. I've never watched the show, but I just keep on getting fed Shameless clips. I don't know why.
I've been on those tangents, or not tangents, but like I've been on those threads where I'm getting like clips of a movie, like they leave you on a cliffhanger, like, all right, what's next? I gotta click it. Like there's always that. You pull up the comments, there's the search bar where it's like the blue writing where you could find the search, and it takes you to it, and then you just watch it, and then the algorithm just keeps feeding it. I haven't gone there yet. I think maybe now that my phone's listening, it's right beside me. Maybe now I'll start to get it, but
I've been getting fed a lot of movies too. But that switches up on the day. But there'll be some days where it's like, yeah, I'm just getting the same movie clip, or not the same movie clip, but from the same movie. So I don't know what is in this TikTok algorithm, but it's going to take over the world. There's something. They figured out something. There. That's all I'm going to say. I'm
hoping they figure out to push you guys the Westbound and Down TikToks. Chase, they know where to find us. Westbound and Down. If you're watching, you stuck with us to the end. Please drop a like, follow. We're on Twitter. We're on TikTok. We're on Red Note. Chase, anything else?
No. Yeah, like Sage brought up, we're going to be putting out a lot of TikTok content. Sage, I'm going to do this for the people because I don't know. I haven't gotten confirmation from you on you if you want this or not, but we're going to Broadway. We're going to be in Nashville for the boy Max Stein's bachelor party, and I'm bringing the camera out. So we're going to get some content from Broadway. Just wait. So keep a note.
Is there a way to block Pesto from watching this content?
Oh, no, it won't be anything related to that. Don't worry, Pesto. But if you follow the Patreon, then Yeah. Follow the Patreon and you might get some of that clip.
Only links, whatever it's called.
So Patreon.westboundanddown.
All right. So we got fresh content coming out. Going to be doing probably street interviews, some vlogs. Follow us on YouTube. It's the only way you're going to get it. We'll post it on Twitter. Some TikTok clips coming out. Westbound and Down podcast. We're on Red Note. We're on TikTok. Like the stream, please. If you're here, it helps. I know it's mushy, whatever. Like the stream, subscribe. The only way we're going to get there is with you guys. So if you're watching, follow us along our journey. Hit that follow, hit that like, share it with your family, share it with your friends. Who knows?
Push the boys out. Make the algorithm. Hey, make us become a part of the algorithm. We're putting this stuff out, but it's up to you guys out there. So get it done. Get the job done. Hey, Sage, I'm tired of asking. I'm telling you. Like the fucking stream. Like the stream. Okay? Follow us on Red Note right now.
Chase, Eminem said it best. He said, you got to make them fear you before you make them feel you. So everybody buy my shit or I'm going to come and kill you. So
Sage,
this isn't a threat.
What's better, being loved or being feared?
I want people to fear how much they love me.
What did Sonny and Bronxtail say? I mean, I feel like if you listen to whatever Sonny and Bronxtail said, you can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. He said it was better to be feared. So I think we need to adjust that route. You need to fear our content before you can love it.
Chase, it smells like football. It feels like football. We got content. We got a lot of streams coming up. We'll be back more on a consistent break. Summer break's over for us. We're here to push content. Get on these streams. Only one way to do it. Like, follow, subscribe. Thank you to everyone who's stuck it out with us to the end. We'll drop it in the Twitter. Follow us there to know when our next stream is. Until then, we'll talk to you guys later.